Okay, so let us now study acoustics or sound energy. Alright, so acoustics as defined is the science of sound or sound energy. No? And it discusses the origin, propagation, and the auditory sensation of sound in the human body. Okay, and we know for a fact that sound energy is produced due to the vibrations of a certain material, diba? And the sound is transmitted through air or even solids, diba? Sounds cannot be transmitted through a vacuum. Ayun ang tatandaan nyo guys ha. Sounds cannot be transmitted through a vacuum. So kaya for example, let's say may spaceship kayo na nasa buwan, sumabog yung spaceship, you won't be able to hear the explosion. Kasi sa moon, is a vacuum, walang air eh. So there's no way for sounds to be transmitted. Kaya yung sa Star Wars nga, di ba? Yung sa Star Wars, mga pumuputok na spaceship, tapos naririnig nyo sa, ano ba, mga ganun. Imposible yun guys because in outer space, there's no air. Diba? Sounds can only be transmitted in a medium, either solids or liquids, gases, pero not in a vacuum. Water can also transmit sound. Diba? Solid objects can also transmit sound. Basta may material medium, pero not in a vacuum. Alright, so sound is a form of energy. Kaya nga 'di ba, ang pinag-aaralan natin ay puro energy. We started with heat energy, then electrical energy. Ito naman sound energy. So sound is a form of energy and that is caused by vibrations. Anything that vibrates produces sound. So put your hand on your throat and say something. Say gawin niyo 'yun guys. You will feel your vocal cords vibrating para makapag-produce ng sound. When sound travels through air, yan, the air particles are vibrating, diba? Producing what we call a sound wave. Therefore, when you hear sounds, vibrations are happening. Yan, Then, pag narinig natin yung sound, it's the same because our eardrum also vibrate. Ayan, so here is a sample. So, this is the speaker cone. It's di ba yung speaker cone, pag may nagbabibrate yung speaker cone. So, yung speaker cone actually disturbs the air. No? As the speaker cone moves, it disturbs the air molecules. So, the air molecules also vibrate. Ayan, no? So, if you will notice, yung molecules are compressed. Diba? May, yung medyo thickness ng column, diba? Yun. So, some of the molecules are compressed and some of the molecules are stretched. So, ang nangyayari dito, as the speaker cone vibrates, there is compression and stretching of air molecules. Yan, no? So, it causes now what we call a sound wave. No? Ang tawag dito ay longitudinal wave, pag ganyan. So, actually, that's the nature of sound waves. Sound waves are compressional waves kasi some of the molecules are compressed, like what you're seeing right now. And some of the molecules are stretched. Ayan, no? So, producing what we call a longitudinal wave. So, ayan guys, Alright. So, yan, compression. Some of the molecules are compressed and some of the air molecules are stretched. Ang tawag dyan ay rarefaction. Okay, producing what we call a longitudinal sound wave. And, kung mapapansin nyo dito, the distance between between two compressions is what we call a wavelength, or the distance between two rarefaction is what we call a wavelength. Alright? So, ang nature ng sound wave is actually longitudinal. Ayan. So, every time an object vibrates, like ito, yung speaker cone, or anything that vibrates disturbs the air molecules. So the air molecules are either compressed or stretched. yung compressing of the air molecules, we call that compression, and yung stretching ng air molecules is called rarefaction. Ayan, no? So, this is what we call longitudinal sound wave. Alright, and the distance between two compressions or the distance between two rarefactions is what we call a wavelength. Then, pag nakarating yan sa tenga natin, edi yung eardrum is also disturbed. So, magbabibrate ngayon yung eardrum. That's how we send sound waves sa tenga. Ayan, so when the sound wave reaches the eardrum or the tympanic membrane or the eardrum vibrates. Yan naman, kikita nyo dito sa ating animation, nagbabibrate yung ating eardrum. And the eardrum is connected to the three smallest bones in the human body. Tatlong buto yan sa middle ear. So we have the hammer or malleus, which is directly connected to the eardrum. Yan yung malleus. Yan, hammer. Then we have the anvil or incus. Ayan na, incus. And then the incus is connected to the third bone called stapes or stirrup. No, stirrup or stapes. You know what ang stirrup is? Yung stirrup. Yung apakan ng ano sa kabayo. Tignan niyo yung shape niya. Oh. Parang yung apakan sa kabayo. Ang tawag doon ay stirrup. No? Or stapes. Kaya yun ang pangalan ng buto. Okay guys, so everybody, can you take a look at this? So the eardrum is connected to the three bones, hammer or malleus. Then we have the anvil or incus. And we have the stapes or stirrup. So pag nag-vibrate ang eardrum, edi the vibrations are then transmitted to the three bones. So the three bones will also vibrate dun sa middle ear. Then yung stirrup or stape is connected to the inner ear, ang tinatawag natin na cochlea. Yan na, nakita niyo yung parang snail shape structure of the inner ear. So yun yung tinatawag na cochlea. So ayan, yun yung vibrations niya. As the eardrum vibrates, babibrate yung tatlong buto, yung hammer, anvil, and stirrup. Then the stirrup vibrates the cochlea. Ang cochlea is fluid filled, may fluid yan sa loob. Okay? So pag nag-vibrate yung stirrup, the fluid is disturbed. Okay? And pag nagalaw yung fluid sa cochlea, gagalaw ngayon ito. Inside the cochlea, may mga hair cells. Alright? Ito, may mga hair cells ang tawag dito sa anatomy. Yan, hair cell. Ayan, ito, nakikita nyo ito guys. Yan, may mga sensory hairs yung mga yan. So, pag na-disturb yung tubig, gagalaw yung hair cells, yung mga sensory hairs niyan. Pag gumalaw yan, yung movement is converted into electrical impulse, which is then transmitted via the auditory nerve papunta sa utak. And, everybody look at this. Pag nag-iba yung orientation natin, nagagalaw din yung mga hair cells na yan. Kaya ang tenga natin also has something to do with balance, no? Maintaining balance and posture. Para makorek, kunyari na outbalance tayo, makokorek agad ng katawan natin. So, ang inner ear plays an important role in the maintenance of balance. No? Hindi lang hearing, even balance. No? Because yung cochlea is made up of hair cells. Yung mga hair cells na to, pag nag-vibrate yan, produces electrical impulses that is then transmitted to the auditory nerve, papunta sa utak. Diba? Then, kunya pag nag-iba yung orientation ng ulo natin or nag-iba yung orientation ng katawan natin, mag-iiba din yung orientation ng mga hair cells. Madedetect ngayon yan, pupunta yun sa utak para makorek yung orientation na yan. That's why ang cochlea also maintains balance. Okay guys, so there yan yung biological basis of hearing. Alright, so letter A, what is letter A? That's the pinna or yung outer ear natin or pinna na cone shape, 'di ba? Cone shape siya in order to collect sound waves. Then itong letter B is the ear canal. Ayan, so the sound waves goes to the ear canal. Then papunta na yan sa letter C. Letter C is the eardrum. So when sound waves reaches the eardrum vibrates. The vibration of the eardrum is transmitted to the middle ear, labeled D, wherein you have the three bones of the middle ear. So you have the hammer, the anvil, and the stirrup. The vibrations from the stirrup disturbs the fluid of the cochlea, yung letter E, yung parang snail. Because inside the cochlea, there is a fluid, and inside the cochlea are specialized cells called hair cells. When the fluid of the cochlea is disturbed, the hair cells are also disturbed, and the movement of the hairs is then converted into electrical impulses. These electrical impulses goes to the auditory nerve, letter F, papunta yan sa utak. And also the cochlea, like what I mentioned earlier, also plays an important role in the maintenance of balance. No, balance of yung orientation. Yan, ha? Okay, guys, so that's the biological basis of hearing. The auditory nerve, the inner ear bones vibrating the eardrum makes the inner ear bones move like levers. Yan yung sa middle ear. Yan malitong inner. Dapat middle ear bones yan. So, yun ha guys. So, magbabibrate yan because nag-vibrate yung eardrum making the bones of the middle ear vibrate and move like levers. Okay? Then, yung cochlea, pag gumalaw yung mga buto, yung fluid sa cochlea will also move. The movement transferred to the fluid which moves the hair cells, di ba? Then the hair cells will convert the movement into electrical messages. Papunta yan sa auditory nerve to the brain. Alright guys, so that's the biological basis of hearing. Sige, so moving on, let's proceed now to ito very interesting to guys. The properties of sound. Okay, the fundamental properties of sound include frequency. At tandaan natin to guys ha. We have to define certain terms. Frequency, pitch, amplitude, loudness, and wavelength. Yan ha. The fundamental properties of sound includes frequency, which determines the pitch, amplitude, which determines loudness, and the wavelength. Okay, so let's first define what frequency is. So pag sinabi nating frequency, this refers to the number of sound waves or sound vibrations per second. Number of vibrations or number of sound waves per second. And this is measured in hertz. Have you heard that unit hertz? And it is directly related to the pitch. Ano bang ibig sabihin ng pitch? How high or how low the sound is. So, yun ha guys. So, anong relation between pitch and frequency? Pag sinabing high frequency, shorter ang wavelength. Okay? What is a wavelength? Yung wavelength is the distance between one compression and another compression, di ba? Or one rarefaction with another rarefaction. Yun yung wavelength. So, pag maiksi ang wavelength, edi mas shorter yung frequency. Diba? Kasi pag shorter ang wavelength, mas marami yung waves na dadaan per second. Kasi nga, compress yung wave mataas yung frequency niya. So, pag high ang frequency, chances are mataas yung pitch. No, as compared to low frequency. Pag sinabi kasi nating low frequency, mas mahaba yung wavelength. So pag mas mahaba yung wavelength, that's equivalent to a low pitch sound. Okay guys, so alam na natin yung wavelength. Kapag sinabi natin yung wavelength, that's the distance between one compression to another compression or one rarefaction with another rarefaction. So yung distance yun is a wavelength. So pag compress yung wavelength, pag shorter ang wavelength, mataas ang frequency. Okay guys? Pag stretch yung wavelength, mahaba yung wavelength, mababa yung frequency niyan. So now, anong kinalaman ngayon nito dun sa pitch? Okay, let's talk about pitch. Pitch refers to how high or how low the sound is. Di ba? How high, like how high, how high, or
How low a sound
how high,
or how low.
Iyon, ha guys? Ayan, and it is determined by the frequency of the sound wave. Yan, higher frequencies produces higher pitches while lower frequencies produces lower pitches. So, pag ganito yung sound, edi mataas ang frequency, mataas yung pitch, di ba? Alright, so pag mababa naman yung ganito,
Kapag mababa yan, edi mababa yung frequency. Pag mababa ang frequency, mababa yung pitch. Ha 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 ha.
so yun ang ibig sabihin nun guys ha. So high pitch sound, they have higher frequencies. Ha, tandaan nyo yun guys, mataas ang frequency, mataas yung pitch. Pag lower ang frequency, mababa yung pitch. Yun lang yan guys. Ito low pitch compared to high pitch. Maiksi yung wavelength ng high pitch. Ang low pitch, mas longer. I think that's the best word. Longer yung wavelength. Pag longer yung wavelength, edi low ang pitch. Diba? Pag longer wavelength,
Edi low ang pitch.
okay, pag shorter yung wavelength, high ang frequency, edi
High ang pitch. Ha 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 ha.
yun ha guys. Okay? O yan ha, bumaba yung tumaas yung aking pitch. Okay guys, this can be demonstrated sa isang drum set. Kung mapapansin niyo yung ang drum set, iba-iba yung sizes ng drum. So yung mga malalaking drums produces low pitch sound. Yung mga matataas na like yung high, yung snare, na yung snare saka yung tom-tom dito, yung maliit na tom-tom produces high pitch sound. Yung floor tom saka yung bass drum, low pitch yun. Para maganda yung tunog ng drum, di ba guys? So low pitch sound produces low frequency, and then yung high frequency sound produces high pitch sound. Pag low ang frequency, low pitch. Sige, tuloy natin guys. Let's talk about amplitude. So pag sinabi nating amplitude, this refers to the height or intensity of the sound wave. Height or intensity which determines the loudness or volume of sound. Pag mataas yung frequency o mataas yung wavelength niya, mataas yung yung intensity. Hirap may Tagalogin. Ayan, so pag mataas yan, edi malakas. Loud yung sound. O eto guys, so everybody look at this. Ito para meron kayong visual understanding. Eto, look at the amplitude. Yung amplitude meaning yung height ng wave. Yun yung ibig sabihin ng amplitude. Okay, amplitude refers to the height ng sound wave. Yun ha. Pag mataas yung sound wave, edi mas malakas yung volume. Pag shorter or hindi gaanong mataas yung amplitude, edi mas lower yung volume niya. Ang amplitude determines how loud or yan yung loudness ng sound or how quieter the sound is. So the amplitude is the height of the sound wave which determines the loudness. So the higher the amplitude, edi mas louder yung sound. Pag shorter yung amplitude, edi mas quieter yung sound. Ganon. Pag mataas yung amplitude, mas lakas ang volume. Ganon. Pag lower naman yung amplitude, yan, mas quieter. Yun yung concept ng loudness saka amplitude, ha? Alright, wavelength. Yan, banggitan natin to. This is the distance between yung compression, between two compression wave or yung dalawang rarefaction. Yun yung crest or to, ganun din yun. And it is inversely proportional to frequency. Nabanggit na natin to, di ba? Shorter ang wavelength, mataas ang frequency. Pag longer ang wavelength, mababa ang frequency. Yun na, kaya shorter wavelength, higher frequencies. Longer wavelength, longer wavelength, edi lower yung frequency. Yun, ha? Alright. Yan. So, amplitude, yun yung height ng sound wave. Yung wavelength is the distance between between two compression or two rarefaction. Yan. Or peak or throw. Yun, ganun yun, ha? Ayan, so shorter wavelengths means higher frequencies. That means kung high ang frequency, mataas ang pitch. Pag longer ang wavelength, yan ito, longer ang wavelength, that means low ang frequency rather, and that means low yung pitch. So yun guys, pati ako nalilito. Ulitin natin guys, ulitin natin. Okay, pag short ang wavelength, higher ang frequency, mataas yung pitch. Kaya linagay dito shorter wavelength means higher ang frequency, high ang pitch ng sound. Pag longer ang wavelength, that means low ang frequency, that means mababa yung pitch. Long wavelength means fewer waves, low frequency, low ang pitch ng sound. Okay, so how loud is too loud? Ito yan, mas maganda na pag-aralan din natin to kasi yung loudness, diba, loudness is determined by amplitude. Pag mataas yung amplitude, mataas yung height ng wave, edi mas mas loud. Ngayon, yung loudness will affect our hearing. So, gaano ba kalakas dapat para safe yung ating tenga? Yan, no? So, how loud is too loud? Kasi pag masyado ng loud, ang tawag natin dyan ay noise. Diba? Pero guys, let me clarify. Ang noise kasi is relative. No, anong ibig sabihin ng relative? Yung it depends on the person, yung preference ng tao. Kasi may mga tao na gusto nila mga loud sounds. Ako nga, gusto ko nga loud eh. Oh, the louder the better. Oh, ayoko kasi ng tahimik. Gusto ko malakas. Kung magpatugtog ako ng radyo, malakas. May mga tao na ayaw nila ng ganun, gusto nila ng tahimik. Kaya kunyari, gusto kong loud. For me, that's not noise. Pero kunyari, pag tahimik, para sa akin, noise yun eh. Parang maririnig mo pa yung bagsak ng needle, ganun. So, it depends really on the person. Okay, and yung loudness ng sound, everybody listen to me ha. Yung loudness ng sound is measured in decibels. So, tandaan niyo, decibels. That's the unit for measuring the loudness. Okay, so we have here, yung mga different decibels na corresponding to different sound-producing objects, like raindrops. Raindrops falling on my hand. Yan, so 40 decibels lang yan, guys. Normal conversation, about 60 decibels. Alright, normal city traffic, 85 decibels. Yung nandun na yung mga busina ng kotse, 85 decibels na yan. Ayan, yung hair dryer, ang ingay ng hair dryer, 90 decibels. No? Alright, rock concert, pag kayo nanood ng concert, that's 105 decibels. Pero depende pa rin yan. Kunyari, nandun kayo sa harapan, edi mas mataas yung decibels nun. Mas malapit kayo sa speaker, edi mas mataas yung decibel nun. Okay, pero siguro kung malayo kayo, then 105 decibels. Alright? Ayan, chainsaw, 110 decibels. Fireworks. 140 yung jackhammer, yung ganun. 120, maingay yan guys. Alright, so ganun guys. Ha? Yun yung mga safe exposure limit is 85 decibels lang oh. O yan, busy traffic. Pwede na din dito sa hair dryer. O yan, hanggang dyan lang. May range. Pag lumampas ka pa, medyo na yan sa tenga. Nakakabingi. Kaya pag nasa rock concert kayo, huwag kayong masyado lumapit sa speaker. Ganun, di ba? Baka masira eardrum. Ayan, no? Okay, guys. So, yun ang safe limit natin, 85 decibels. Alright. Next. Yung term na timbre. Timbre. So, timbre or timbre refers to the characteristic quality or tone color of the sound, which allows us to distinguish between different instruments or voices, even when they are playing the same note. In other words, guys, pag sinabing timbre, ayan yung distinct quality ng tunog. Kunyari, yung tunog ng torotot, alam nyo kagad kung tunog torotot yan eh. Yun yung timbre, guys. Alam nyo kagad yung tunog ng saxophone. Sa choir, ganun din, guys. Alam nyo yung mga timbre ng boses ninyo. Pag sinabing timbre, yung unique characteristic tone ng tunog. Kaya nga nalalaman nyo, ito tunog saxophone, tunog trotot, ito tunog bass guitar, ito tunog ganon, di ba? Yun guys ang timbre. Alright? Ayun, the particular tone that distinguishes a sound or combination of sound. Okay guys? Yan, and itong mga sounds na to, we can represent that using waveform. This is a graphical representation of how the pressure of sound wave changes over time. Yan. And usually nakikita to sa oscilloscope. Ayan. Yung distinct appearance ng wave, yun yung timbre niyan. No? Yan yung waveform. Yan. How the wave changes over time, it essentially visualize the sound's vibration with the height of the wave, yung amplitude, and the shape representing the timbre or yung quality. Halimbawa, ito yung waveform ng saxophone, di ba? Compare that to the waveform of the oboe or yung clarinet or yung flute. Iba-iba eh. So, dito nyo na malalaman yung timbre niya. Ganito pala yung timbre ng saxophone kasi iba yung waveform. Ganito pala yung waveform ng flute kaya iba yung timbre niya. Ganun. Alright guys? So malalaman nyo kagad yung timbre by just looking at the waveform. Yun ang tinatawag, which is a graphical representation of the sound wave. So from there, malalaman nyo yung amplitude, yung loudness, saka yung timbre. Siyempre, pag mataas yung amplitude, edi mas louder siya. Pag shorter yung amplitude, quieter yung tunog ng instrumento. Alright? And kung mapapansin nyo guys, look at the waveform. Regular siya. So, saxophone, regular. Yung clarinet, regular. Yung oboe, regular din. So, we perceive that as music. Pero pag noise, look at the waveform of noise. Di ba parang irregular? No? Compare that pag may tono. Pag may tono, regular yung waveform. Pag noise, irregular yung waveform. Okay, ayan. So, compare that with noise. Ang noise, medyo irregular yung waveform. No? Unlike pag may tono. Kasi pag may tono, regular siya. Diba? Fantastic, isn't it? Diba guys? So, we measure the waveform using an oscilloscope. Ito yung parang ginagamit sa hospital. Ayan, from the oscilloscope, we can identify yung waveform ng particular instrument or sound. Ayan, so ito yung waveform ng tuning fork, yung waveform ng flute. Yan, di ba regular siya? Regular. Unlike yung noise. Pag noise kasi yan, irregular yung waveform. Okay guys, so there, ha? So another property of sound is speed. This refers to how fast the sound wave travels through a medium. Okay? Okay guys, now 'di ba sinabi ko that sound waves travel through solids, liquids, and gases. So ang speed ng sound will depend on the medium. Siyempre, pag solid, since the molecules of solid are compressed, edi there are more vibrations. Pag more vibrations, that means mas mabilis yung dissipation ng sound. O look at diamond, 'di ba? Diamond is the hardest known mineral and solid 'yan. O look at the speed, 'di ba? 12,000 meters per second. O 'di ba? Look at iron. O 'yan, 'di ba? Mga solid objects 'yan. O 'di ba? Mas mabilis pag solids. And even liquids. 'Di ba kasi ang liquids, yung mga molecules niyan medyo closer, 'di ba? So mabilis din ang transmission ng sound sa liquid. Kaya tingnan niyo guys, yung mga whales, yung mga dolphins, 'di ba? They transmit sound waves at naririnig din kaagad. They use sound waves to mate and to find food through echolocation, yung mga whales and dolphins. Sa air, hindi though it can transmit sound, kaya lang hindi ganoon kasing bilis. No, ito tingnan, dry air 343 meters per second lang. Pero pag vacuum, there's no transmission. And the transmission or the speed of sound again will depend on the state of matter. Syempre, mas mabilis pag solids, medyo mabagal pag gases. Stiffness of the material, syempre pag solid, edi mas maganda yung transmission. And even density, di ba? Like hot air and cold air. Hot air is less dense, so hindi maganda yung transmission. No, unlike pag denser, pag malamig yung hangin, 'di ba? Or mas dense yung material. Ayan, ito pa, elasticity. Ayan. Higher temp, faster, really. Yan, okay, because of the kinetic energy. Then, higher temp, faster yung movement because of the kinetic motion of molecules. O, yan ay yung mga factors na yan. Okay guys, so those are the factors that affects the propagation of sound. Okay, so I guess we can now proceed to this concept called the Doppler effect. Okay, so pag sinabi kasi nating Doppler effect, this is the shift in the frequency of a wave in relation to an observer due to relative motion of wave source and observer. Okay guys, so ganito yan. Here is an example of the Doppler effect. Ayan, ito na lang yan. So everybody use your imagination ha, kasi wala akong makitang animation nito. So let's say ito yung police car, then may siren siya, yung wang-wang. Alright, now if this police car, as the police car approaches, the pitch increases. Tumataas yung pitch. Why? The reason is this. As the car approaches you, the sound waves are compressed. Pag nako-compress ang sound waves, nagiging short ang wavelength niyan. And shorter wavelengths would mean higher pitch. Ayun. So as the police car approaches you, the observer, the pitch increases kasi nga nako-compress yung sound waves, the frequency gets shorter yung frequency, high yung frequency kasi yung wavelength nagiging shorter, so yung pitch nagiging higher. Alright, then pag lumampas na kunyari yung car, yung may wangwang, very good, di ba bumababa yung pitch. The reason for that is nai-stretch na yung sound waves eh. Pag lumampas na yung police car or yung ambulansya, nai-stretch na yung sound waves. Pag nai-stretch ang sound waves, edi humahaba yung wavelength. Pag humaba yung wavelength, that means nagiging longer yung frequency or lower yung frequency. Pag lower ang frequency, mas mababa yung pitch niyan. Okay guys, so this is what we call a Doppler effect. So ang lalabas yan guys, parang ganito, di papalapit na yung ambulansya. Ganon, di ba? Pag lumabas na yung ambulansya, medyo bababa na yung pitch. Ganon. I hope I got that right. Okay guys, so yun ha. That's what we call the Doppler effect. And this is also similar, layo lang ako ng konti sa sound. This is also similar to light. No? And this was used by astronomers to determine whether galaxies are approaching or receding, papalayo yung mga galaxies. Light also displays Doppler effect. No, pag nako-compress ang light waves, nagiging blue. So it's called blue shift. Pag nai-stretch ang light waves, nagiging red shifted. And this was discovered by Edwin Hubble. So if you're familiar with Edwin Hubble, so yung Doppler effect ng light, he noticed na lahat ng mga galaxies ay red shifted, meaning papalayo, nai-stretch yung light waves. And because of that, na-realize ni Edwin Hubble that galaxies are receding, lumalayo yung mga galaxies. So that gave him the idea of the Big Bang, that the universe is actually expanding, because of the Doppler effect of light. Now, it's the same with sound. No, as the source of sound approaches you, yung ikaw yung observer, yung sound waves nako-compress. And that would give you a high-pitched sound. Kasi nako-compress yung sound waves, shorter ang wavelength, nagiging high ang frequency, so nagiging high-pitched yung sound. Pag lumampas na yung ambulansya, nag-recede na sa'yo, meaning lumampas na, edi nai-stretch yung sound waves, that will give you longer wavelength. Pag longer ang wavelength, lower ang frequency. Pag lower ang frequency, low pitch yung sound. Ayan, so I hope clear tayo sa concept ng Doppler effect. And this is also true for light waves. And dito binase ni Edwin Hubble, and the Doppler effect of light helped him to support the idea of the expanding universe, or what we call the Big Bang Theory. Okay, let's talk about now the concept of reverberation. Ito, alam niyo na to. Alam niyo ito, na-experience ito, pero hindi niyo alam yung term. Anong ibig sabihin ng reverb or reverberation? Lalo na yung mga nagbibidyoke dyan. O, diba? Ay, gusto kong pagandahin yung boses ko. Lakasan niyo yung reverb. Diba? Nagre-reverb kayo. Minsan guys, hindi maganda yung reverb. Ano ba ang reverberation? What is this? So, reverberation is created when a sound or signal is reflected. Okay? Reflected sound. Iba ito sa echo ha. Echo is different. Alright? This causes numerous reflections to build up and then decay as the sound is absorbed by the surfaces of objects in the space. Okay? Which could include furniture, people, and air. So ito guys, when sound is reflected, there are numerous reflections to build up. So habang nagre-reflect yung sound waves, medyo nag-i-intensify siya. So medyo nag-increase yung volume, yung loudness niya, and then mawawala din. Kasi na-absorb yung sound ng mga, kunyari, may kortina dun sa kwarto or yung mga furnitures like TV, yung mga sopa, ganun, which could absorb yung sound. Okay, yun yung reverberation, guys. So, reverberation means the time it takes for reflected sound to die. Paano ko ito i-demo? Yeah. Okay, from the cessation of the original sound signal. Yan. Reflected sound tends to build up, so nag-i-increase yung volume niya. Yan, to a level louder than the direct sound. Parang ganito guys. Paano ko i-demonstrate? Ito, maganda to. This is to distinguish from echo. Kasi guys, ganito yung echo. Pag echo siya, wala akong sound effects ito. Pag echo, ganito. Pag echo, di, hello, ganon. May reflection ng sound, pero ano siya, tawag nito, parang nagda-die off eventually, di ba? Hello, ganon, di ba? Several hellos ang maririnig mo. Hello, unti-unti siyang mamamatay. Ang reverberation, iba. Parang ganito yan, guys. Ito yung reverb, ha? Makinig kayo. 1, 2, 3. Hello! Wow, 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 wow. Ganon. Nagets nyo, guys? Ang echo, ganito. Hello, 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 hello. Ganon. Ang reverb naman, hello, wow, 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 wow. Ganon. Kasi nga nagre-reflect yung sound waves, tapos unti-unti siyang namamatay kasi nga na-absorb yung sound ng cortina or yung furniture, yung sofa ninyo, ganon. Okay, yun ang ibig sabihin ng reverb. Yan, maganda yan sa auditorium kasi yung auditorium talagang there are multiple reflections of sound. So, parang, ito na lang guys. Pag pumasok kayo sa Abbey Church ng San Beda, Manila, talagang kahit walang amplifier, rinig na rinig nyo yung boses ninyo. Kasi yung sound waves nagre-reflect. And kung mapapansin nyo sa, how many of you have been to the Abbey Church, yung ano ba to, yung Chapel of Montserrat sa Menjola? Sino na nakapunta doon guys? Kung makikita nyo yung ceiling curve, curve yung ceiling, yung kisame, di ba may mga paintings yun? That increases reverberation of sound, kaya medyo, kahit nandun ka sa loob nasa loob kayo, rinig na rinig yung boses ninyo. Rinig na rinig kung nagdadaldalan kayo guys. Unlike yung chapel dito sa Alabang. Kasi yung chapel sa Alabang, yung kisame, may mga kanto eh. Oo, na hindi masyadong nagre-reverb yung sound sa may Alabang Chapel. Unlike sa Menjola, maganda yung reverberation sa Menjola. Ayan ha. Ito guys, to distinguish between echo and reverberation. Ayan. If we shout or clap near a reflecting surface like a tall building or a mountain, we hear the same sound again and again. This sound which we hear is called an echo. It is caused due to the reflection of sound. Ayan, no? We hear the same sound again. Kaya, di ba, ang echo, pag sumigaw kayo sa may bundok, ang maririnig nyo, hello, 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 hello. Ganon, di ba? Yung reverberation, iba. Yan. Echoes may be heard more than once due to repeated or multiple reflections from several reflecting surfaces. This persistence meaning kung gaano katagal yung sound, yun ang reverberation. Yan, in big halls or auditoriums, to reduce reverberation, the roof and walls are covered by sound absorbing materials, no, like fiber, yan yung cortina, draperies, ganon. So ang reverberation guys, isa lang ang maririnig nyo, hello lang, hindi pa ulit-ulit, pero yung intensity niya unti-unting bumababa kasi nga na-absorb yung sound. So like hello, oh, 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 ganon. Hello, 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 ganon. Yan, hello, wow, wow, yun yung reverb. Pag echo naman, hello, 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 yun ganon, ha? Okay. Kaya hindi nyo ba guys napansin sa mga sinihan, diba? Siguro naman lahat kayo nakapasok na sa sinihan, no? Para ma-reduce yung reverberation sa sinihan, tignan nyo yung wall ng sinihan, di ba? May mga reflective, may mga malalambot, no? Ay mga sound absorbers yun. No? Para ma-reduce yung reverberation sa loob ng auditorium or ng sinihan. Di ba? May mga sound absorbers yan. And kung mapapansin nyo, carpeted din yung sinihan or ng auditorium. That will help absorb the sound to reduce reverberation. Kasi pangit ang acoustics pag may reverberation eh. Hindi maganda yung acoustics. Yun, di ba? What else? Sa recording studio, no? Kung sinong nakapasok na ba kayo sa recording studio? Di ba yung mga cheap na recording studio, anong ginagamit nila sa dingding? Yung mga, anong tawag din, yung egg tray. Alam niyo yung egg tray, guys? Lalagyan nila ng egg tray. Tapos pipinturahan nila yan to reduce reverberation of sound. Pero in modern recording studios, may mga sound absorbers sila na linalagay doon sa booth mismo, yung recording booth, to reduce reverberation. Okay guys, so yan yung science. That's the science behind acoustics, di ba? Di ba? That's fascinating. Alright? Sige, tuloy natin. Okay. Ayun. Eto. Ito yung sinasabi ko kanina guys, yung reverberation in a cathedral like yung sa Abbey Church. Yan. In a cathedral, reverberation refers to the prolonged delay of sound after the original source has stopped, creating a rich resonant sound that enhances the experience of liturgical music and other sound within the space. Cathedrals are often designed to have long reverberation times, sometimes exceeding 4 seconds, due to their large size and due to hard reflecting materials like stone and marble. Ayan, di ba? So like yung sa Abbey Church, di ba, curve yung kisame that increases yung reverberation. Para matagal yung resonation ng sound, para hindi siya kagad namamatay. Di ba? Ayan, kagaya nito guys, oh. Ayan, hindi to Abbey Church, di ba? Yung, if you will notice yung kisame, medyo curve, para that will increase the reverberation of sound. Di ba? Okay, ano yung mga factors that affects yung reverberation? Ayan, sa cathedral to ha, I'm referring to the cathedral. So yung vast size of cathedrals allows sound waves to travel for extended periods before being absorbed, contributing to a longer reverberation time. Kaya tingin yung mga cathedrals malalaki, no? So para mas matagal yung reverberation. And yung cathedral, di ba, gawa yan sa mga matitigas na bato. Yan, like marble, yan, stone, marble, and other materials commonly used in cathedrals reflect sound waves rather than absorbing them. That enhances reverberation. Diba? Yan, yung laki ng cathedral, kung saan gawa yung cathedral, gawa sa bato, sa marmol. So, mas nagre-reflect yung sound waves, hindi niya ina-absorb, so mas matagal yung reverberation time. And yung design, yan, high ceiling, yung mga arches, di ba? Curve yung kisame, and dome, yan, dome shape yung kisame, will contribute to the reverberation of sound. Ayan ha, yung design, like ito, di ba? Ang layo sa design ng chapel ng Alabang. Di ba? Ayun. So, kaya maganda, subukan nyo guys magsimba sa Abbey Church sa Menjola. Talagang feel nyo si Lord. Di ba? Pati nga yung choir, ang ganda. Maganda yung tunog sa loob kasi maganda yung reverberation. Okay guys? Ayan ha. Sige. So, moving on, what do you mean by resonance? Pag sinabing resonance, this means sound amplification lang to. Yan, amplification of sound, yun ang sabihin ng resonance. The more resonance, the more amplified the sound. Yan ha. So meaning, pag amplified, mas malakas. Pag mas malakas yung sound, mas mataas yung amplitude niya. Diba? Yan, kaya nagay ko dito, vibrating objects with a greater amplitude will resonate more. Yan, the resonant frequency increases. No, kasi na-amplify yung sound. This will create louder and clearer sound. No, like those produced by musical instruments. So pag sinabi nating resonance, this is how sound is amplified. So pag amplified ang sound, malakas. Pag malakas ang sound, mataas yung amplitude niya. Okay guys? Ayan, resonance is the phenomenon where one object's vibration are amplified by another object when they vibrate at the same frequency, resulting in a louder and more prominent sound. Ayan, so yung mga musical instruments, may mga resonators yan. Like yung sa gitara, di ba yung body ng gitara, hollow. Yun yung resonator niya. Kaya pag in-strum niya yung acoustic guitar, malakas yung tunog niya. Pag solid body ang gitara, mahina yung tunog. That's why sa mga electric guitars, may mga pickups that will amplify the vibrations of the string. Pero sa acoustic guitar, hindi na kailangan ng electronic amplification kasi yung body ng acoustic guitar is also a resonator that amplifies the sound of the string. Sa human body naman, may resonator din tayo kasi yung vibration ng vocal cords natin, mahina yan guys. Pero yung buka ng bibig natin, saka yung nasal cavity natin, will amplify the sound. Okay, di ba pag sa mga singers, pag talagang malakas, talagang bukang-buka yung bibig, bilog yung bibig nila. Yung bibig kasi serves as a resonating chamber para ma-amplify yung vibrations ng vocal cords. Okay guys? Ayan. So, siguro nagawa niyo na ba to? Yan yung sa wine glasses. When a finger is rubbed along the rim of a wine glass, the glass vibrates. And yung resonant frequency ng glass is excited. Di ba kasi yung glass, ano yan may shape siya, hollow bang tawag yun? Basta curve siya. Yung curved wine glass will resonate the sound, yung vibration ng glass. Okay? Ayan. So, a singer can break a glass by singing at the glass resonant frequency with sufficient intensity. So, same frequency pero mas malakas siya. Kaya minsan yung mga singers na babasag nila yung glass. Diba? Lalo na yung mga high pitch na tone.